Council meeting. Today is March 19th, Tuesday, 2024. It is 5:08 p.m. In attendance from the council is Joe Bowen, myself, Audrey Pendleton Chow, I'm the chair, Liz Murphy, treasurer, Tamar Russell Brown, Catherine Haley, and Ellen Downs. I call this meeting to order at 5:08 p.m. Sorry. The Massachusetts Cultural Council is a public entity. This is Fitchburg's local cultural council, or LLC, or LCC. Our mission is to elevate our rich cultural life in Fitchburg, and we're put in place by the mayor's office, and we're always looking for new members. We welcome all to join us at any time. We are being recorded, and we are on TV for public access for future, so everything we say here is being recorded. Our agenda today is introductory comments, welcome, MCC mission, public meeting guidelines, FCC announcements, Hamir Hanel's project, new members, grant report, treasurer's report, minutes to review, public input forum, public input survey, promotion, upcoming events announcements, and then adjournment. If the public is here, we welcome them to make a public comment for up to 2 minutes as long as it pertains to the agenda. Please stand or raise your hand if you would like to make a comment on the particular agenda item. First up is Hamir Hanel. Is Hamir here?
Excuse me, Madam Chair, do we have any guests online outside of the council members that may want to speak?
Go ahead. Ellen or Tamar?
Yes, we do have a guest here. I'm going to allow them to talk to see.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Hello.
Hey, Nash.
Hello.
We're joined by Nashri Peralta. Are there any parts in the agenda that you'd like to comment on, Nash?
No.
All right. Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So back to Hamir Hanel. Is Hamir here? I might be pronouncing it wrong. All right. Next order, new members. Is there anyone here that might be here because they're interested in becoming a member?
I'm sorry, just a point of order.
Yeah.
Are we going to be discussing Hamir Hanel's project?
Well, Hamir's not here, so I think we're going to skip that till the next time that he is here to talk about his project and tell us why he wants to talk to us about it.
Okay, great.
So yeah, we are going to skip that agenda
I just didn't
item.
know this gentleman's name and his...
I'm Jamal Dockery.
Okay. Your sweatshirt indicates you might have something to do with the project we're going to be discussing with Hamir.
Yeah. Welcome.
Other than that, I wouldn't have thought you were part of it. So
Yeah.
glad you're here.
We'll get to you during grants.
Yeah.
Excellent. So yeah, new membership. Do we have any announcements on that? I believe, Joe, you chatted with some people, maybe even some people in the audience.
So I did have discussions with Lily and Dan, who are with us tonight, and I'm glad to see them returning. I didn't scare them away, and so it's great to have you back, and I hope that the conclusion of this meeting, maybe you'll be willing to take the next step and put it in an application to be part of us. So. Also, from the Community Club Expo, I did meet with an individual who has expressed interest. I think this may turn into a potential new member. There are some circumstances that are preventing them from attending meetings right now, but that may change in the near future. But it's very promising.
Awesome. Fair enough.
And I didn't have any other contacts that I spoke with since.
Okay.
I don't know if you got any at the expo that you talked to.
Yeah, I got 3 names on there, one of which may be attending. I don't know if they want to say anything. If so, you can unmute yourself. But if not, that's okay.
So I feel like I am interested. I kind of want to see what Fitchburg Cultural Council is about and what would be asked of me before, but I'm definitely interested.
Awesome. Thank you, Nash. We can schedule some time in the future for you to meet up with me or Joe or Shara to give you kind of like a little info session on what's involved with being a cultural council member.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anything else? All right, no, I think that's it. Does anyone else have anything else to say on this agenda item?
Nope.
All right, fantastic. All right, next, grant report. All right, so why don't we go to grant modifications first? And Jamal, would you like to come up and tell us about the modification that you're requesting? So this is for application FY24 LCC 69225. It was originally called It's Doc X Johnny in Paris Gallery Show. And take it away.
Yeah, so my name is Jamal Dockery. I own this brand called It's Doc. I've been a designer for probably like 10 years, just kind of creating in the background. I'm originally from Leominster, but actually reside here in Fitchburg. So basically the project that I originally had was with an artist, Johnny in Paris. He's actually residing here in Boston. He's probably one of my favorites. I'm a huge collector of him right now. And unfortunately, he's had like some traveling and some projects in between from now for this year. So just trying to align that, but ended up talking with a friend of mine who I kind of respect in the photography aspect of it. That I actually wanted to change that to be in collaboration with Nick Noguera, which is the photographer. He's actually from the Fitchburg area, well respected in the field. Yeah, and pretty much, yeah, that's where I'm at with the mod. But I still wanted to still do the event at FAM, at the Fitchburg Art Museum. I just think doing it there would just kind of still bring it full circle for me, being that I grew up out here. So it would just kind of be nice to still kind of continue that, but just with a different collaborator.
Awesome. And do you have a date for when the exhibit would happen?
Yeah, we're looking at like between June 15th or the following, which is I think the 22nd, I think, or whatever. It's like that Saturday. I don't know if that's even an option. You just kind of wanted to be more open and family friendly so that everybody can. I just didn't want to do like midday or evening, so I just was looking around that time. Nice. Yeah.
And you've talked to FAM about this?
I'm still in the works with getting a hold of somebody that can actually assist me. I don't know anybody I'm supposed to be in contact with, but I do have friends. There's a gentleman, Derek Craig, that's been kind of helping me along around this journey. So
yeah,
I just want to get more projects and stuff out here. So he's been kind of guiding me in this direction. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the record, who's the photographer? What was his name?
Nick Noguera.
Nick.
There you go.
Oh, thank you.
I only printed one copy.
Oh, yeah.
So many things I had. The photographer is Nick Noguera. His Instagram is at Nick Noguera Photos. Facebook is Nick Noguera. Website is nicknogueraphotography.com.
Yeah.
Does anyone else, would anyone like to make a motion?
I actually have a couple of questions. I guess I'll make a motion to approve. I'll speak to the motion.
Okay.
Thank you.
We got a motion from Joe to accept the modification request.
I'm sorry, I'm going to modify my motion.
Oh.
Actually, maybe I should get my questions answered first.
Yeah.
So with regard to scheduling, you had indicated that you don't know for sure when you'll be scheduling it yet, correct?
Correct, yeah.
And in addition to that, when you had previously made the schedule with the Art Museum, did they want to review and approve the work that would be on display?
No, they haven't reviewed or looked at anything so far. This has been kind of like the first step into doing this. So I wasn't really sure how to go about this. So like I said, Derek has been kind of helping me along this way, like to see what I have to do in order to get like kind of move forward with like actually securing whatever it is that they're looking for in that space. Yeah.
Okay, great. Since the Art Museum had already approved for the original request that it wasn't subject to the content, then I will make a motion to approve this change subject to a new approval letter from the Fitchburg Art Museum for the new date.
Okay, motion by Joe. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Tamar. Anyone speaking to the motion? I will make a comment. We did not require Fitchburg residents to have a venue commitment letter this year, so it's still within our
So
guidelines.
you're from Leominster, though, right?
I'm originally from Leominster, but
live
I
in
actually live
Fitchburg?
right across the street from.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I live right up River Street.
Then
Right there.
I need to amend my motion. A motion to approve.
Okay. All right. Joe withdraws the original and changes it to approval of grant request modification for FY24 LCC 69225. Do we have a second?
Tamar.
Tamar seconds. Thank you. Anyone else speaking to the motion?
Madam Chair, before you vote, I need to note that because we do have remote members today, all votes today have to be by roll call.
Okay, all right, good to know. The only last thing I'll say before we do the vote is just remember this grant does need to be fulfilled by December 31st of this year.
Yes,
That's
correct.
okay if it doesn't actually happen in June, but it does need to happen by the end of this year. And let us know if the location changes.
Yeah, no, everything so far is solid. It was just really the collaborator that was kind of like trying to lock him in for this project. So, but Nick and I are really like looking forward to this. So.
Awesome. And also I can connect you with some people at FAM.
That would be super helpful, kind of like expedite it. I know who I'm working with is kind of busy, so I'm just trying to like get a little bit of better direction and where I need to be. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that their schedule's a little bit hectic right now, so it might end up becoming fall, but as long as it's this year. All right. Okay, so I guess does anyone else want to speak to the matter? All right. We'll do a roll call. Liz Murphy.
Yes.
Joe Bowen.
Yes.
Tamar Russell Brown.
Yes.
Catherine.
Yes.
Ellen.
Yes.
Do I do myself?
You do yourself.
Audrey Pendleton Chow. Yes. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
All right. For the grant report, let's see here. Do I have any other modification requests? Apologies. I don't think I had any other modifications. So, on our grant report, so I've changed it from percentage to number of direct grant agreements that have been sent for us, and I have now added in all of the FY23 applicants that had their extension moved into 2024 this year, just so that I could put it all on one page. So out of 61, 41 have submitted their GGAs, their direct grant agreements, and 41 have submitted their W-9s. We've had one grant that has application FY23 LCC 40945, Henry Hikes to Fitchburg workshop. They submitted their final report. As well as FY24 LCC 69463, New Players Theater Guild Off-Brand Improv. They have submitted their final report as well.
Motion to approve the grant report.
Motion by Joe. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Tamar. Anyone speaking on the matter? One thing I'll add is that I got a couple more in today, but I just haven't updated the grant report for that. But I'll see that for next time. All in favor? Oh, no. Roll call. Joe Bowen.
Yes.
Liz Murphy.
Yes.
Tamar Russell Brown.
Yes.
Catherine.
Yes.
Ellen.
Yes.
Audrey. I say yes. Motion passes. All right. Next is Treasurer's Report.
All right, you have in front of you the January Treasurer's Report. And so we're a little bit, I'm a little bit behind. I didn't have a newer one for the month of March. There wasn't a lot of activity. There actually was not any. This January report is really encompassing December's activity. There wasn't any activity in January that, at least at the time of the writing here. So if you look on the second page in the FY23 grant account listing, you'll see there's 7 disbursements ranging from $600 to $1,746. And that leaves us with a balance of $10,489 in our FY23 account. The FY22 account, the $8,213 on the first page, is actually rolling over into FY24. So I will, as soon as we get the FY24 funds, I'll try to reflect the change in that. But we don't, as far as I know, we haven't appropriated the FY24 funding. The grant agreement came in. I tried to connect with the mayor's office before this meeting, but unfortunately there was nobody there for me to talk to find out if the grant agreement has been fully executed and whether or not it's making its way to City Council for appropriation. So we have to go through that process before we can actually start cutting checks to the grantees.
Okay.
Because we don't have an account number to charge the grant dollars to until we have that appropriated and have an account for it.
Okay, so all the FY24 grants checks are on hold right now.
I haven't talked to the mayor's office, but I would assume that they're all sitting, like if you've given them to the mayor's office, they're sitting there waiting to be processed because they can't be without an account number.
Okay.
So we do need to get that sorted out quickly. That's just a process. But we want to get our grant checks out, so.
Yes, we do.
Good to remind folks to move that along.
All right. Would my help?
It could. I think it might just be good to, hopefully I'll have an answer tomorrow because I did leave the question hanging out there. I should get an answer tomorrow. If you don't hear from me, then maybe we can follow up together.
Awesome. Thank you.
Motion to approve the treasurer's report.
Motion by Joe. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Tamar. Anyone speaking on the matter? All right. Joe Bowen,
Yes.
Liz Murphy,
Yes.
Tamar Russell Brown,
Yes.
Catherine Healy,
Yes.
Ellen Doust,
Yes.
Audrey, yes. Motion passes. Thank you, Liz. All right, minutes. Let us start with January 16th. I do notice that there's a blank on, oh, no, wait, no, that was the other one. There's a blank on the other minutes, but do we want to vote? Anyone would like to make a motion on this?
Motion to approve the January minutes?
Motion by Joe,
Second by Ellen.
second by Ellen. Anyone speaking on the matter? All right, let's vote. Joe Bowen,
Yes.
Liz Murphy,
Yes.
Tamar Russell Brown,
Yes.
Catherine Healy,
Yes.
Ellen Doust,
Yes.
Audrey Pendleton Chow. Yes. Motion passes. All right. Moving on. Next meeting minutes for Tuesday, February 20th, 2024. I know that there's a blank under when the adjournment was. Does anyone remember what time we adjourned? I tried watching the video footage and we didn't actually see a time. So if all else fails, I can do the math.
Do you have the time of start?
Motion start, meeting started at 5:16 p.m.
Okay. I can get that. I can get the adjournment time pretty easily. Well, easily. Time consuming a little bit because I'm doing it on my phone, but I can get it.
All right. Anyone else speaking on the minutes?
I'd just say that I'll abstain because I wasn't in attendance.
I also was not at that meeting, so I suppose I should abstain as well.
1, 2, 3, 4. What is quorum? Is quorum 5 or is it 4?
Quorum is 5.
So if 2 people are abstaining, then are we not able to vote on this?
I think you can.
Given that if the same individuals will continue to abstain, we will never be able to vote on this. So I would say we can vote on it today.
Okay, yeah, because I think, we weren't able to vote last time, so there weren't
Right.
enough voting members. So does that mean we should have the abstaining members continue to abstain or not?
Yeah, they can still abstain from voting.
Okay,
Yeah, I think our vote can be abstain.
all right,
The
sounds
meeting was
good.
40 minutes and 17 seconds. So we'll put the end time about 5 of 6, right?
So 5:55? Sounds good to me.
Motion to approve the minutes with the addition of the adjournment time.
Motion by Joe. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Tamar. Anyone speaking on the matter? All right. Joe Bowen.
Yes.
Liz Murphy abstains.
Abstain, yeah.
Tamar Russell Brown.
Yes.
Catherine Healy.
Yes.
Ellen Douse abstains, I believe. and Audrey Pendleton Chow.
Point of order, we would need to hear Ellen say
Oh, go ahead.
abstention.
Yeah, abstaining.
Ellen abstains. Audrey Pendleton Chow? Yes. Motion passes. Okay. All right, next item, public input forum. So originally we talked about having it on Tuesday, March 16th, so that aligns with 01420 week, where 01420 week is a Fitchburg celebration week that happens between April 14th, Sunday, through Saturday, April 20th. So we thought that it would be a good idea to have our public input meeting during that time, so we can piggyback onto that branding and that marketing. So the other thing is we have been invited to the Fitchburg Art Stewards to have an engagement in which we will be hosting a seminar with the art stewards on the Fitchburg Cultural Council on Wednesday, April 17th. So that's 2 meetings back to back, 2 days in a row where it would be a lot of kind of similar material. So I thought it might be a good idea if we combine those and have our public input meeting on Wednesday. We'll have a guaranteed audience of at least the art stewards as well as the public. There's also going to be an event happening on Mill Street called Wine Down Wednesday, so can add to the festivities of that. I'm not sure of the complete details on it. That's still like in the works. And I don't know if Joe, were you able to talk to Main Street Studios and in terms of scheduling if either day would work as a rain date? At Main Street?
Don't recall being asked to look into a rain date.
Okay.
Sorry.
Or not rain date, like rain location or like alternative location.
The public input meeting being held at Main Street Studios can be held rain or shine.
Right. Well, we were discussing having it at Mill Street stage, but
right.
Main Street Studios was also a location that we were
Thank you for
tossing
reminding me
there.
on that. No, I did not get an alternate date.
Okay. No problem. But the downside with this is that Catherine, I believe, would not be able to make it on Wednesday. Is that correct, Catherine? Oh, you're muted.
Sorry. Yeah, if it's a regular event, I can't, but a one-off, I could. Yeah.
Oh, one off you would be able to?
Yes.
Okay, that would be great. Yeah, and the thing with Tuesday, April 16th, is that Ellen is also hosting a program on a 1420 week, or on Tuesday, for a free yoga class. Actually, I think that's happening at Main Street Studios at 6 p.m. So Ellen said that she would be able to miss her own event to come to ours, but I'd hate to make her do that. What are people's thoughts on Tuesday or Wednesday? And what time?
I don't have any concern about doing it on Wednesday, although if there was a finance committee meeting that was happening that night and I had to go to it, I would have to go to it. In my role, I have to make the choice to go to those council meetings. And we're talking about having it at Mill Street?
Yeah.
I'm questioning the logistics of doing that with the art stewards, where that's such a hybrid meeting. We have the capacity to have that hybrid ability there at Mill Street and have viewers at home and us be able to see them and them be able to see us?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think
that's a
logistically
question
we could pull off a hybrid meeting at Mill Street.
At Mill Street, yeah, that might be challenging.
Okay.
And it could it could be a beautiful day. It could be a really cold day. It's hard to know.
Okay. Well, maybe if we can talk to Main Street Studios to see if, like, since, they typically host Art Stewards meetings, that maybe we could have it at Main Street Studios then.
Yeah, I actually thought that was already arranged.
Yeah. Tamar has her hand up as well.
Go ahead, Tamar.
I just hear those dates one more time.
Either Wednesday, April 17th, the Art Stewards meetings is from 6 to 8 p.m., or Tuesday, April 16th.
Thank you.
Of course.
Would we have our regular council meeting, cultural council meeting on Tuesday?
Yeah.
And then we do this on Wednesday, the public input meeting?
I don't think we would need to do both unless we felt like that there were things that we needed to meet on. I think the only thing that I can think of is if we end up wanting to spend money on the public input meeting and wanting to get those, those receipts or whatever approved in advance. But given that we don't have anything prepared right now, maybe we just approve them at the following meeting or something.
I'm not sure that our rules require us to take a vote to approve an invoice, but Joe, you might know that better than.
Well, before we can expend funds, we have to get pre-approval.
Okay.
But can we pay for something and then ask the council, hey, I bought this, will you approve this or not, or I'll just eat it?
What we could do is we could have a vote today, allowing up to a certain amount of dollars to spend for the public input meeting.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. And I would suggest that we do that then, because
Me too.
we can't, the city is not going to reimburse. We need to have W-9s or know what the vendor number is, W-9 for anything that we pay for.
Yeah.
And they're not really allowing us to reimburse anymore.
Fair enough. Okay. All right. Well, then I guess we need to talk about things that we would want to spend money on. Perhaps live music.
I think Tamar had something to say too.
Go ahead, Tamar.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I can't make either of those dates, and it doesn't matter, but I just thought I would put that out there. But in the past, I did want to say we've had Eddie perform for us. We've also spent some money on food or supplies, so it might make sense to have like a simple budget that could include both of those things, and then we don't have to vote in the future. And Eddie obviously is in the city as a vendor already, so that might be a place to start with just adding in something. Provided he's available to perform, we'd have to find that out.
Yeah. Also, Eddie is a grant recipient, so I think it would be nice to choose someone from our, that was a FY24 grantee. As a way to kind of showcase. Tamar, you can't make either of those dates?
I'm not here either day, the 16th or 17th.
So that's also a consideration of, like, do we want to just choose a different time entirely?
We don't need a quorum present for a public input meeting, but we do need enough members present to conduct the meeting.
Yeah. But also it's helpful if everyone who's going to be here in the fall that will will also be at the public input meeting.
I like the idea of having the public input meeting be a part of the Art Stewards program. So, I would be voting. I would hope to have it on the 17th if that works if we can get a quorum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way as Liz does. My one question I had was our intent to be at the Art Stewards is to inform them about the Cultural Council, which is kind of what we do in a public input meeting, right?
Exactly.
And then we actually will give those Art Stewards, as well as members of the public, to also join in and provide us with some feedback on what they would like us to fund in the next grant cycle. So I guess I'm answering the question I'm asking. I just want to be sure that I'm not missing anything on the intent of the Art Steward program.
So the current stewards program, from my understanding, is the series is on Fitchburg Arts Community, which is going to be a live-in / workspace for artists. It's a building that is being constructed or whatnot across from Fitchburg Art Museum. So each of their sessions is having an organization talk about the different things that they have to offer to artists in the community. So they invited the Fitchburg Cultural Council to come and speak and talk about the opportunities that we have. And so I thought, well, if I'm going to be doing that, we're going to be doing that anyway during the public input meeting. Yeah, we should just combine it. And also, we can also get feedback, and also maybe we can get a lot more people at Main Street Studios and help that. But we can also consider other locations as well if we feel like it's going to be a larger audience.
So the agenda we agreed to for that day, we're enhancing this agenda, by the way. The two items that were here were just how would the Fitchburg Arts community relate to the Fitchburg Cultural Council and to Fitchburg Creatives? And also, are there any plans to work with the tenants and artists at the Fitchburg Arts community in the future? In which case, just by virtue of explaining what we do, we're addressing those two agenda items. So I don't see a reason why we can't just hold our normal public input meeting as usual during that day.
Sounds good.
So if this requires a vote, I'm going to make a motion that we move and agree to have our public input forum on Wednesday, April 17th, 6 to 8 p.m. at Main Street Studios, 675 Main Street, right downtown across the street from City Hall.
I think we do still need to get the approval from Main Street Studios.
I'm the president of the Fitchburg Cultural Alliance, and I know that we've already agreed to do that.
Okay, great. I was like, do you know the schedule in your head? All right, great. A motion by Joe Bowen. Second by anyone?
A second.
Second by Liz. Anyone speaking on the matter of date and location? All right, Joe Bowen.
Yes.
Liz Murphy.
Yes.
Tamar Russell Brown.
Yes.
Catherine Healy.
Yes.
Ellen Doust.
Yes.
Audrey Pendleton. Yes. Motion passes. Okay, so next let's talk about budget.
Sorry, point of order. Before we move on that, we should make a vote on a funding expenditure.
That's what I was just doing.
Oh, okay. I thought you were moving on to the next item on the agenda.
No.
Go for it.
Yeah. I feel like maybe like 600 would be a good bulk amount, and hopefully maybe it's less, but
Up to 600?
yeah. Does that seem fair?
That should cover everything. I think that's probably a little more than we've often used.
Tamar?
I think that's more than we've ever used, so that's definitely fair.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion.
All right.
We spend no more than $600 at our pub.
Excellent. Motion by Tamar for up to $600 on the public input meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe Bowen. Anyone speaking on the matter? Go ahead, Joe.
What do we have for available funds that we can use for this? Do we have more than 600?
We have $1,728 in our local funds.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Anyone else? Okay. Joe Bowen.
Yes.
Liz Murphy.
Yes.
Tamar Russell Brown.
Yes.
Catherine Healy.
Yes.
Ellen Doust.
Yes.
Audrey Pendleton Chow. Yes. Motion passes. All right. Public input survey.
copy?
All right, so all right, so I did kind of a assessment of last year's responses from the question of what kind of arts, science, and humanities cultural programs, events, projects, trainings, et cetera, would be important to our community. And during the analysis last year, I found I kind of grouped the answers together into different subjects, and I made those the checkoffs for question number 4. What types of arts, science, and humanities cultural programs would you, your family, and our community benefit from? The following are the top responses from last year's open responses and multiple choice questions. So instead of doing the same multiple choice questions that we've had in the past few years, which may or may not reflect the community, I figured that why not take those and update it with that. Otherwise, it is pretty much the same as last year's, and obviously I need to fix the formatting on this. Does anyone else have any comments on this? I'm sorry, those... I can read these off since those who are virtual did not see the recent updates that I made, though I did send you guys links to the digital version that I was working on, and then the printout one should be updated now if you are accessing it from the Google Drive. But basically it says youth programs, theater, sensory-friendly, public art beautification, projects celebrating local history, culture, and diversity, unifying gatherings for all interests, ages, demographics, nature, science, and environmental programs, music, food festivals and classes, with a parentheses, grant funds cannot go towards the purchase of food itself, downtown revitalization efforts, art education and classes, and I think that's it. And usually we put them in order of A to Z. I thought that this time maybe we swap it to Z to A. Yeah.
Motion to accept the new format for 2024 for the public input survey.
Motion by Joe. Do I have a second?
Second by Ellen.
Second by Ellen. Anyone speaking on the matter? Joe, you said formatting or questions?
I accepted this as is.
Okay.
Yeah, for 2024, the way you presented it.
I will probably adjust the formatting because it doesn't look nice.
That's,
Yeah.
I kind of figured that would happen anyway.
Yeah. All right. Did I already ask anyone speak on the matter? If anyone in the members of the public think that this looks good or looks bad, that's also great for feedback. All right. Otherwise, okay, let's take a vote. Joe Bowen.
Yes.
Liz Murphy.
Yes.
Tamara Russell Brown.
Yes.
Catherine Healy.
Yes.
Ellen Doust.
Yes.
Audrey Pendleton-Chow. Yes. Motion passes. Great. Okay. Moving on to promotion of, I guess I left it broad. In my head, I was thinking for the grant awards. But Tamar, you said that you would work on a press release. Were you able to do that? Has it gone out? What's your status?
Not done.
All right. That's okay. All right. Well, I guess now you can include details about the public input meeting then.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you for doing that. Catherine is helping me with, we're going to update the, you're welcome to come on in. We're still doing the cultural council. Catherine is helping me with the Fitchburg Cultural Council community calendar and updating it with the grant recipients and their projected application or program dates. But yeah, we're still working on that. And I am still working on promoting it on social media as well. And I'm sure we will, does anyone want to volunteer to do the Facebook events, Eventbrite for the public input meeting?
Tamar speaking. She's muted.
Go ahead, Tamar.
Events for the public input meeting.
What'd you say that? Say that again?
What are you asking about?
If anyone would be willing to volunteer to make event pages for the public input meeting, Eventbrite, and a Facebook event.
I'll do the Facebook event.
Yay. Can you also do an Eventbrite? You can do it all in one.
I've never used Eventbrite, so I prefer not to, but if you would like me to learn, I can try.
All right, we'll chat. Thank you, Tamar. Anyone else? Or any other promotional things that, I guess, should we make a flyer? We should probably make a flyer, right? Would anyone like to volunteer to make a flyer for the public input meeting?
Do we have something from past years that we could just quickly adapt?
Possibly. I don't know.
What would we do with a
I
flyer?
think the flyer is the input survey. With the,
Just the survey itself.
yeah. Put the date and time and place on it. Include that, and they can come to the event or just turn in their own survey.
That's a good idea, less paper.
Yep.
Okay. We can try it. All right. Any other things that people feel like that we should do for promotion?
Yeah, I wanted to add that I took a look at our websites, both at the Mass Cultural Council and the city website, and they're both out of date. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind taking on the role of getting those updated.
Ooh, thank you, Joe. Excellent. All right, awesome. Anything else? Anyone else speaking on the matter? All right, great. Any upcoming events? I had a list of Cultural Council funded programs that are potentially happening. But I lost that page. Oh, here it is. Supposedly in April, Music Dance EDUs will have I Am Autistic and I Am Fantastic, the musical, at the Memory Care Unit at the Gables. Also in April, Rika Elise, or At the Table, will be hosting Storycraft at Fitchburg Art Museum at some point. In April or May, Teresa Barassa will have her photography exhibit called Maturity at the Boulder Cafe in Fitchburg. From April 5th through 13th, City on the Hill Arts will have their play The Secretary, which will be at Phillips Hall at the First Parish Unitarian Church in the Upper Common. On Thursday, April 11th, St. Bernard's, I see your hand, I'll get you. Thursday, April 11th, having kids doing a field trip having a theater, going to a theater at the Mount for Finding Nemo Jr. at Mount Wachusett Community College. On April 13th, the Arc of Opportunity will also be having a sensory-friendly theater expedition to Mount Wachusett. April 17th, Thomas E. Rule will be doing a musical journey through the years at the Fitchburg Senior Center, in which they've invited council members to come. Shara and I will be going. If anyone else wants to join, let me know, and I can let the Senior Center know. And April 19th, the Worcester Chamber Music Society will be having a performance of Out of the Ordinary at the Fitchburg Art Museum, and our grant funded free tickets for seniors and town residents. So check their website, the Worcester Chamber Music Society, on how to get a free ticket. Did you have your hand up?
I didn't. I was just scratching my head.
Oh.
But I appreciate your good peripheral vision.
Why, thank you.
But since I am talking now, we might as well give a plug for 01420 Week.
Yeah, go for it.
So I don't have a complete list of all the projects, but between April 14th and April 21st, there are a number of Fitchburg-centric events that are happening just about every day, I think, during that week to celebrate Fitchburg. So I don't know what's starting on the 14th.
There's a ton of things. There's a workshop by Bare Bones Sculptures. There is Uncle Show's variety show. There is, what else? I feel like I
Well, they could probably check out on the webpage.
Yeah. Go check out the website, coffeecorp.org. Coffee is spelled with 3s. coffeecorp.org/01420 week. You can also find it on our Facebook event and also on Eventbrite. You can find those there, and we've been trying to update those with the schedule of events. We've also created individual events for each of all the different things. So there's a lot of fun things that are going on. Any other community events?
Yeah, I'll just, you already mentioned it, Audrey, but I'll say it for 01420 week. There will be a free yoga class happening at Main Street Studios. This is in collaboration with the Fitchburg Public Library. And my yoga teacher friend, Ashley Valeri, is going to be teaching this, and she's an awesome yoga teacher. That's on Tuesday, April 16th from 6 to 7 p.m. It's free, and there's 12 spaces available. You do need to register through the Fitchburg Public Library website.
Awesome. Anyone else? All right.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Joe. Do I have a second?
So moved.
Liz is so moved for a second. Anyone speak on the matter? Last chance. All right. Joe Bowen.
Yes.
Liz Murphy.
Yes.
Tamar Russell Brown. Catherine Healy.
Yes.
Ellen Doust.
Yes.
Audrey Pendleton Chow. Yes. Motion passes. It is 6:02 p.m. Meeting adjourned.